Good day everyone, I am Junamita Hanlangit and it serves as my oral participation. So the topic that I choose is Module 7 and 8. Let me tackle first the Module 7. So performance-based tests required to the learner to perform in realistic situations. Students participate in specific tasks, interviews, or performance that are appropriate to the audience and setting. Performance-based test is designed to measure students' capabilities in learning, assessing what they know, what they are going to do or use it for, their advantage, and the learning schemes they work in the process of demonstrating. It is also one of the best methods to test students' competency or proficiency in doing certain activity, whether they're good or not. Examples for these are the performance tasks, rubric scoring guides, and exemplars of performances. Since performance-based tests usually involve world tasks, students tend to find them more engaging and challenging. Because they have the formative component, performance-based tests provide high-quality feedback to students throughout the assessment. Since students have access to the rubric that is used to judge the final product, they can self-assess and peer-assess as they move through the assessment and receive the final feedback. Overall purpose of assessment should be to enhance learning, and the primary reason to assess should be to give feedback to students about their progress. And lastly, performance-based tests may not be the end or culmination of learning so much as it is the beginning of engagement with a newfound area of interest. And that's all my understanding about the performance-based test. So let us proceed to the next topic, which is the Module 8. It is all about the grading system and the grading system of education. So, the grading system and the grading system of education. For my understanding about this topic, it is, for me, the grading system is to assess the educational performance of a child, which is entirely based upon points alone. The grading system does not provide an opportunity to make the child think out of the box or freely develop the thinking about any inkling of an idea or get involved in any of the intellectual speculation. But still, this method is widely regarded. Many of the schools across the world. But still, this method is widely regarded in many of the schools across the world to judge a child's grasping and reciprocating ability by grading them. One of the advantages of this method is the grading pattern description. Is that the studious children are clearly discriminated from the average and below average type of student, but this led to the development and maintaining up of intense pressure amidst the students. Learning was not thought of a process that is revered to be a fun task, but rather as a hard task which they had to properly deal with an obedient manner. And the disadvantages of the grading system is not an accurate representation of the performance and the knowledge gained. As what we have said already, passing is an examination cannot be considered as a plausible enough to declare that the same student has gained an immense amount of knowledge by this exam. An alphabet cannot explain the inner knowledge gained by students, and there is no easy way of gauging students' level of performances and knowledge in the examinations. The grading system of education is the attempt to apply standardized measurement of varying levels of achievements in course, and it basing a student grade assessment of learning what the student has learned to create clear picture of what the student has learned without the influence of other non-academic factors. My conclusion about the grading system of education: as long as a school carry on to allocate their grades with non-meaningful consequences like a class rank or a top-down score method or any other namesake methods fastened to them, students will keep on believing that the grades are the ultimate purpose of studying. Yes, grade is really important, and it is my motivation to really study hard. It's really nice to look at the end of this semester that your hard work, stress, and sleepless night have been paid off by having a high grades. And also grade are used as an evaluation of students' work. It is important that grades accurately reflect the quality of students' work and that student work is graded fairly. It's no surprise that they are source of anxiety for students and that grading is often stressful process for instructors. And that's all for my understanding about the grading system of education. That's all for my oral participation. Thank you and God bless.